So this is Nick with Only SP, and I'm here with...
Steve Shapkowski, the Executive Audio Director on the Deus Ex franchise.
All right, so Deus Ex. So now we can kind of tell from the poster, this is the same Adam Jensen as we played as in Human Revolution, correct?
The same, but different. He's now more seasoned, he's got more powers, more augmentations, more tools at his disposal, and he's probably a little more experienced than he was in Human Revolution.
Okay, cool. So what is... Now, you said in the demo that this is 2 years after Human Revolution.
Correct.
How has Adam changed? What's going on in the world right now? Just like a brief kind of summary of what we're going to be experiencing.
Sure. Okay, so the game takes place 2 years after the events of Human Revolution. If you remember, in Human Revolution, we were at a golden age sort of mankind. Everybody was looking at the augmented people going like, that is the next step forward for man. Then with the events that happened at the end of Human Revolution, that's all changed now. And now society views the augmented people as a threat because they don't know if they can be trusted or not because of the events that happen. There's fear, there's suspicion. So they've been all pushed into segregation camps. Unless you've got a license for your augments, and it's hard to get a license, it's kind of a bit of like District 9 within the Deus Ex world with regards to the augmented people and how they're treated. So right away that's different. And obviously the events that ended Human Revolution have left Adam with a bit of a bitter taste in his mouth, I would say.
Okay. So he was part of that, he was head of security for that one corporation in the last game. And now, right, yeah. And now he's an agent.
He's a covert agent for an international anti-terrorist task force. So it's an international task force dealing with anti-terrorism, obviously related to augmented people and etc. But the other driving thing behind him is that he's under serious suspicions that the task force he's working for is being manipulated by the Illuminati, which adds a whole other layer of depth to the game that you're playing. Like imagine going to your workplace every day and wondering, is there actually something else going on that I'm not aware of? And it's a pretty unique and deep sort of situation to deal with.
Okay. So in the last game, we kind of had several zones, several city districts that that we explored in.
Yep.
Is that going to be a similar formula this time, or is there going to be one giant area? How are you guys playing that?
Yeah,
out?
no, it wouldn't be Deus Ex if there wasn't globetrotting and exotic locations. So you saw a bit of it today. I mean, you saw a really small part of the Og Ghetto. It's a very deep and rich place that you can get lost in. There's a whole social area where you get to talk and meet people. It's basically a city hub on its own. And then you still have Prague that we went to, and then, as I said, undisclosed locations around the world.
So there's still a couple areas you guys haven't revealed yet.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have like an approximate number of how many hubs do you think you guys will have? Nothing yet on that? All right, yeah, no problem. All right, so we saw, again, a little bit in the demo of that kind of four-pronged experience of Deus Ex that kind of really
The four pillars.
Trademark, exactly. Yeah. The very trademark gameplay in Revolution with the talking or the combat or the stealth.
Yep.
How are you guys mixing up with that? Are you just going?
No, honestly, when we looked, I mean, we've changed engines. So on a tech level, that was a game changer right away. And it's our own engine, so we're able to customize it for the needs of Deus Ex, which is invaluable as a developer. So what were somewhat limitations on the last engine are no longer in the equation. And the limitations on the last engine kind of left us with a bit of an unbalanced four pillars, if you will. Like stealth was really, everybody had such a blast playing stealth. Right. Well, it seemed to, you don't see it as you're making the game, but then when the game comes out, you're like, we kind of thought everything was even, but in a sense, everything was a bit like this. And by going with the fan feedback and doing our own sort of research, we realized we needed to make everything even. We didn't want to punish any gameplay style.
Okay.
So, for example, we felt that in Human Revolution there was maybe a slight lack in non-lethal things you could do, because the fan feedback was, a lot of people wanted to play Adam as a non-lethal hero.
Right.
So we addressed that. You saw in the demo today there was like non-lethal takedowns. There's new non-lethal augmentations like the Tesla gun arm, the PEPs. So that's one of the ways we've addressed what we felt maybe we missed a little bit on Human Revolution.
one kind of thing that kind of brought those awe moments in Human Revolution were the augment abilities. Those really cool just moments where you know, like I remember the tsunami, the typhoon, right? One of my personal favorites. What are one or two ones that you particularly are just a fan of in this one?
I mean, I love the nano blade. I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, just being able to, you know, pin people to walls and then using it as something that can flush people out of cover or take them out is awesome. But today I would say I think it's the focus mode, just because, I mean, that was pretty spectacular. When you see people leaping off another level and then in slow motion you're shooting them in midair, that makes for some cool stuff. And I'm sure you're going to see tons of like freaky, crazy screenshots all over the internet of people like, you know, look at this guy doing a backflip in the air, you know. So I think people are going to have a blast with it, you know.
Very cool. Yeah. All right, so what can we expect it on? What systems, and when approximately can we see it?
We're going to be seeing it early next year. It's going to be on all platforms, all systems.
Is that last Gen 2 or just the newest PS4, Xbox One, or?
PS4, Xbox One, PC.
PC. All right, perfect. So that's Deus Ex,
Mankind Divided. 2016.
2016. Look forward to it, man. Thanks.
Thank you, brother.